Get this story from our friend Arnaud Bertrand. He says, great anecdote of our encounter with Chinese police by an American who just traveled 1 month in China. A month traveling in China. Starring Owen Wilson and Jackie Chan. I'm kidding. Come on, we're having fun here. He writes that one day we took a train and then a bus to visit the Leshan giant Buddha statue. When we were buying our entrance tickets, I found I had lost a little jacket from my backpack containing my wallet and our passports. How in... Oh, that's my fear every time I travel, that I'm going to lose my passport. Alarmed, we went to the local police station to report this. So this is a story with the difference between Chinese cops and American cops. This is a difference. Without passports, we cannot get back on the train to return to our hotel. Oh. Check into any hotel. Take our... That sounds... Well, you know what that is? That's racist, right? To make you have an ID.
They at least vote in... Jimmy, can they vote in Chinese elections?
Hopefully they could vote in the Chinese election. Otherwise, it would be racist. Without passports, we cannot get back on the train to return to our hotel, check into any hotel, take our next flight, let alone leave the country. I resigned myself to spending the rest of our time in China trying to get new passports from the nearest U.S. consulate. The local police asked us for a photo of my jacket and where we think we lost it.
What?
This is real. Like in the United States, China has video cameras most everywhere. But there, the police actually searched videos of where we told them we had been in the previous town. And in 2 hours, they reported back that they found where I lost it. But someone had taken it. They had to track him down. In just 3 hours since we reported it missing, the police had my jacket with everything and had driven to where we were to give it to us.
Yeah, they don't have guns neither.
With cameras everywhere, many told us, China has greatly reduced crime. The difference between China and the United States lies in its use of cameras. In the use of cameras that are, how do they use them? That's a weird sentence. While cameras are omnipresent in U.S. cities, there is zero chance police would search them to locate my jacket. Even if the United States police did bother to devote any time to it, could they recover my jacket in a month? We told the police how grateful we were for saving us, that the police wouldn't do this in the United States. The head of the station replied, "Yes, we know about the police in your country. No need to thank us. This is our job. We are just doing our job." If there was an American police and you told them that you lost your jacket with your passports in it, they would fall back on their Israeli training and they would surround your passport with their pistols and empty them into your jacket, screaming, "Show me your hands." That's what they would do.
Mm-hmm. They would shrug and say, "We're not doing that."
And
That's
then they would slam a random passerby to the pavement just for practice.
So here's what's going on here, because I left my suitcase, all my stuff in the car we took after like an hour drive, okay? And so I was freaked out, and that the actual driver drove it all the way back to where we were before we even contacted them, because they don't really steal like that. Somebody who picked it up probably thought they left it. Honestly, that's how it is there. However, and the cops, by the way, I ran from them. I told you on the second day I was there. We had to run from the cops because the guy I was with got in an argument with somebody Chinese at like a toll booth outside the hotel parking lot. And we ran 2 blocks and he goes, "I think we're good because they will not pursue you unless you stand there." So the only thing that you can't do is get in a dispute with a Chinese person, because and this also happened to my friend, if they run into you on a moped because they don't like you, a cop will say, "Do you want this foreigner this low wide to pay you?" So that kind of stuff they're great about, okay? The thing where like the cops brutalize you, that's America putting too many jobs on the cops. Chinese have a whole separate interior ministry for when you do thought crimes and all the stuff Britain sends cops for.
Yeah.
People don't even respect these cops. If you're rich there, they have lots of rich people. People drive by in Lamborghinis giving cops the finger because they don't have no guns. If you piss off the government or the local government, there's an interior ministry and they got Uzis and ski masks and they don't they operate like spec ops. But just interaction with the police are doing their job, which is supposed to be this kind of shit.
Wouldn't it be nice? But
they actually split up the labor instead of having the police be everything.
But guess what, Kurt? We also have an interior ministry with Uzis and masks and
we're
shit.
The best. That's because we're the best.
We just don't have this.
Well, anybody that's like, oh, China, keep in mind, all the people that pay for your government and control it really admire what China's done here.
That's right.
They're trying to make it happen here, but the problem is you're armed. So it's going to be a while before we get this great service with the cameras. Meanwhile, the cameras are going to be used for political dissidents here. Only.
So we told the police how grateful we were for saving us, that the police wouldn't do this in the U.S. Oh, wait. And no need to thank us. Yes, we know about the police in your country. It's pretty funny. The traveler also noted that the Chinese police don't even look like the United States ones, armored as if for battle. Every cop here looks like they just walked off the street of Iraq during the war. They love to have all this shit on there.
If you don't spend the money, you lose the funding.
When my dad was a cop, he wore a bulletproof vest, but they made them so you wore them under your shirt.
Right.
Now they wear them on the outside of their shirts so they can hook all their gear as if they're going spelunking in the middle of a war.
Well, I mean, I wish that was where the cellar is in the village, because I got to tell you, the lack of the cops down here in Austin, where the mothership is, there's cops every bar, and it's a bunch of drunks milling around. They close the street off, and they don't pull nothing because there's actual cops there. I don't even see anybody get even messed up there because you can't. This, we're armed, and also China is racist. I don't know if people understand this. You can't immigrate there. They don't allow immigrants. Racist, not even the way America, where it's all personal and up close. It's no offense, you're not Chinese. You will never be Chinese or one of us. So when you have it like that and the citizens are all the same race and kind of racist, you get a lot more lockstep good behavior with petty crime, as opposed to bringing in a bunch of illegal immigrants, which we're doing now. Like, America's on purpose. They're flooding drugs, all this stuff on purpose to create where you need cops with vests and really big guns. So they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah, well, we've talked about this. They want you to beg for authoritarian solutions to your problems.
Yeah,
that's why you get accosted by a meth head or somebody on fentanyl on your way when you're going into the 7-Eleven or into the Target, and everything's behind in the Walgreens, everything's locked up, and then you got to step over a homeless guy and get accosted on the way. It's nonstop.
Yeah, and they're on fentanyl that your own government is buying from China to give to people to thin out the herd and fuck you. By the way, that's your country.
So let me finish this. It says the traveler also noted that the Chinese police don't even look like U.S. ones armored for battle. I met one with a gun. I met only one with a gun. They simply carry a radio and a phone. They bear a close similarity to our marshals at rallies than to U.S. police. We had a similar experience when my wife lost her passport on a 50-kilometer bike ride. Reported it missing to the local police, showed them our route, and gave them our contact info. Got a call back a few hours later to tell us we could come to the station in the morning to get it. This is nuts. This is nuts. Anyway, they are there to serve the public in anything related to safety and security. That's very much their ethos, and you experience it in every encounter with them. Exactly, says...
Okay, I'm telling you, if you get in an altercation with someone Chinese, you will not experience it. But they're right about the thing they're talking about. My buddy it happened to, because every so often they take their anger out on low Ys, every so often.
Well, wouldn't it be nice if it would be nice if our police took our side over an outsider?
No, I know. Don't make me love you, China.
I'm kidding.
The guy ran a moped into him, and the cop shows up. He didn't know how it worked, and he said the cop goes, "Do you want this foreigner to pay you?" to the guy that hit him.
No kidding.
He ran and hid in a bush.
Okay, over to Steph.
Okay, Jimmy. Thank you. All right, I want to put that there. All right, here we go. Sparky, you're back. Let's see what Sparky has to say. George Soros used his connections as a currency trader to help the CIA set up NGOs in Eastern Europe to foment discord during the Cold War. Soros has helped them ever since. Thanks, Soros. Thanks, CIA.
Hey, Tiananmen Square. Tiananmen Square. George Soros. He's not welcome in China like that because of Tiananmen Square. That's who was behind riling up the crowd. George Soros. It's in the WikiLeaks. They were, the whole Tiananmen Square fake narrative. That was Soros that ginned that up.
Okay. Thank you, Kurt. At Jimmy Dore's show, Georgia has forever chemical in the drinking water, catching up to Cali's filtered shit water. Bing Bada. Thank you, Bing Bada. Topo Chico is reported to have forever chemicals.
No.
Lotus Mother 10. That's what Lotus says.
Look it up.
Jimmy just said fuck off,
chemicals.
Lotus. I'm sorry that you had to hear that kind of language, but he's serious about Topo Chico.
You're not getting out of forever chemicals.
Forever
There's
chemicals.
nothing you can do. You're not getting out of it. You're never getting out of it.
You're not getting out of it. Microplastics are in all the water everywhere. Solidus. I'm voting for Mexican Coke for president. Look at you, fact matters.
Did you look it up?
What'd you find out?
Are you fucking kidding me?
We're gonna have to.
But is that the bottled one or is it in like a can? Because in a can I can see.
But I don't see Topo Chicos in cans ever. I thought Topo Chicos were just in bottles.
So you can't. What the fuck? I'm getting mineral water that's supposed to come out of the ground.
Well, it doesn't.
I think we're gonna have to drink more gin. More gin.
My girl drinks that. That's what she likes.
Cornpop says, so you're telling me that killer whales are the Jews of the sea? Cornpop. Check out the No Thanks app. Scan products to see if Israel gets a cut. Boycott genocide. Rumtech. Interesting, Rumtech. Thank you for that. Are you going to talk about the plane crash in Brazil? You know, the one where a bunch of doctors releasing a study about turbo cancers died? Again, thanks for all you do.
Oh,
the Lorax.
That plane crash too.
Yeah, that's pretty depressing, the Lorax.
So was there any follow-up to the forever chemical? There's any force? What did it say? Which water doesn't have it?
Wakia?
It doesn't have any PFAs? Same water company? No. Oh, you mean the articles from the water, the people
Back
selling?
to Jimmy.
No.
Oh, no, not yet? Oh, okay. Hey, back to Steffi. NG Hermit, there has to be a joke in there somewhere about an onus hole. Thank you, NG. Where is that joke? Dang it, Kerp. Get your murky onus off me. Greasy Inward. When inflation comes down, prices do not come down. They just stop rising quite as quickly. The only relief is a pay rise, or do you mean pay raise for workers? Wow.
Or we can import some new illegal immigrants to take your job. How about that instead?
All right. Maybe we could do that.
They did. Buy over.
Why is there any in there?
We're just looking to drink some good water.
Why can't I can't get pure fucking spring water in a
Hey,
bottle?
you want a name? Wait, Jenna, show me the bottle again. Will you? I'm sorry. Topo Chico's no good, it turns out. Here, check this out. Maybe look this one up.
Check this out. Oh, it's blurred.
Gerolsteiner.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what she
I've seen that.
Is it a glass bottle or plastic?
Glass bottle.
Spell it.
GER.
Gerol. GEROLS TIE. I'm sorry, TEINER. Steiner. GEROL.
Do they have that
Steiner.
at Ralph's?
I think I've seen it at Trader Joe's.
Where the fuck's the FDA on this?
See if it has the same crap in it, because I'll bet you there's no getting out of this.
There's no getting out of being
It's from
poisoned
Germany,
by
so
the
you know
food
it's
industry.
racist.
Fantastic. When inflation comes down,
Naturally
prices...
mineralized.
Uh-oh. It's actually mineralized. Thank you. I read that one. Thank you. Hey, I have to read this again. Please try again. Israel is like a tumor on the U.S., often misdiagnosed as benign. I nailed that one. Thank you, Sparky. Sparky, many have been heavily propagandized by the West that Putin's a bad guy, including creating false flags blamed on him. Putin is actually a reasonable, if not righteous man. Oh, Sparky. Sound crazy talking like that.
You know what's funny? I still don't care about him. What the amazing thing is they do false flags, I'm sure. I've never had any feelings about him one way or another.
He's supposed to have like really fucked with our elections, Kurt. That's the whole thing.
Ready?
Is that how we missed out on Hillary?
Okay, back to Jimmy.
These are
Here you go, man.
Hi, what are you doing?
Chilling, man.
Are you homeless?
Yeah, I stayed here to get out of the rain last night.
Enjoy your time, buddy.
All right, thank you.
They found a rabbi hole, tunnels and all. There's Jews in the walls. Isn't it bliss? The rabbinical bris soiling the mattresses. Well, let me tell you.
Shut it down.
If I were Rabbi Shmuley and diddle 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 digga digga diddle diddle dum, all day long I'd diddle little bums. If I were a Shmuley man, I'd peddle all my dildos, dreidel dildos, selling dildos with my daughter and her mum. If I were a Jewish Shmuley man, I'd be digging with a dildo in my bum. I'd wear a grotesque nose and go grab some goyim right on the nipple with a pinch. A Shabbos lap dance brace for the youngest mensch.
At this time, more than any other time, you know, revolution is necessary. It is necessary. Not only based on what has happened with the MOVE organization, you know, the babies that have been murdered, you know, MOVE adults that have been murdered, bombs being dropped on us, but past that to what is happening with all black people, so-called minority people, you know, money poor people. You know, this government, as has been said earlier, has waged war on us. But you know, something about us, particularly here in America, we don't really understand that. You know, we don't really know what war is. You know, for black people, for poor people, that people see as good, that they wasn't forced to do, that they didn't do to try to keep black people appeased, you know, and calm down so that black people wouldn't riot. A prison situation is a crystallized example of that. You can make phone calls in prison. They have movies in prison. But they don't have those things because they just want to be nice to prisoners. They have those things because they know damn well if they don't have, people being able to contact their family, if they don't have, facilities for people to sit there and watch movies, people are going to be frustrated, upset, and they're going to direct that frustration at them prison administrators. And they're going to have riots on their hands. They're going to have people in them prisons turning them prisons out. That's why they have movies. That's why they have access to phones the way they do. And a stop to it when we don't like it, or encouraging it when it's something that's in our interest. We have to call the shots. The people have to take the reins of this system and start dictating, what we need, what needs to be done. And taking the initiative to do it ourselves. We can't rely on this system. Don't people see what's happening? Every single confrontation that MOVE people have been involved in, every single issue, oppression, economic issues, every single issue facing our people, is something that can be dealt with very, very simply. All people got to do is make their wishes known. All people have to do is stand up and say, listen, we're not accepting that. Unity is the key. Unity is the key to revolution. Revolution ain't nothing to be afraid of. It ain't nothing to shy away from. Revolution, contrary to what officials, this system and those backing the officials running the system, want people to believe that revolution means violence, means blood in the street. I'm saying it can get to that point, but it don't have to be violent. When people come together and take a strong stand on an issue, this government don't have no choice but to listen. Where you think they get their authority from? They don't have no power, but they do have authority to do certain things. Where do you think they get it from? They get it from us, from the people. They get it from us accepting the things that they do to be done to stop it. Then you have some people who want to then turn around and say, yeah, well, it's the best we have, and want to make excuses. The time for excuses is over. It's over. Every man, woman, and child has to be involved in this revolution. Not only has to be, but is, whether you want to be or not. Our babies gave their lives for this revolution on May 13th. Men, women, and children were murdered. And not just MOVE babies. What about all of the young men, women, children 8, 9 years old shot down on the street by cops, by drug pushers? Where do you think that mentality comes from? It comes from this system, from the mentality of this system of getting over, making a quick buck, I'm saying that's where that needs to be done to stop it. Then, what I want people to really, really understand is that it's past time. It is past time for poor people, black people, to realize that this system has failed you. It has failed you. You can't get nothing from it. And what people got to do is withdraw our support from it and start doing for ourselves. That's what we got to do. How long are people going to sit back and beg, this government to do what's right when for hundreds of years all you've gotten is a slap in the face? All you've gotten is this government kicking your ass. That's all. That's all black people have ever gotten from this government.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy and the rest of MSNBC. And click on any of the videos right here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. And you can get more videos from MSNBC for free every day with our newsletters. Just visit